What is up, everybody? It's BBKDRAGOON coming at you today after some Update 1.14 gameplay. I got to play a handful of matches with Diddy this afternoon to test out the new Go Fast patch in D2. I don't want to share my initial thoughts and feedback with you guys. Be as straightforward as possible. Things that I like. Strafing is really fun and movement speed is noticeably faster. Flanks are much easier to pull off at this new movement speed. You can get airborne a lot easier, and you can actually go way higher in the air, especially even outside of things like Dawnblade. You'll see Dawnblade gameplay in here, and the new Dawnblade is very quick. However, the Icarus dash actually slows you down. At the end of your Icarus dash, it's like the speed that you built up while you were sprinting completely gets removed. So it's almost better to keep sprinting into a building than it is to like jump Icarus dash in there. But anyway, that's a side note. The speed is noticeable, and you're seeing more pulse rifle play. The Perdition is wicked right now. It was pretty wicked to begin with. Like, that's always, I thought, like a sleeper weapon not enough people were using. And on this new patch, it definitely feels quite good. Hand cannons, still what I'm seeing the majority of people using in PC. A lot of the maps are pretty small. And the strafe fights are very different now. You're moving so quickly back and forth in these strafe fights that it makes predicting the enemy's movement much harder. And on console, I think it could actually create quite a lot of cool scenarios. But on PC, you're still sort of seeing the same general thematics that you did before this patch in PvP, in which I think you're still going to see team shot meta occurring throughout this patch. Yes, they did buff some weapons, and yes, flanking is a lot easier right now. But you really haven't seen a drastic time to kill drop across the board. It's all pretty much been brought in line with that Uriel's gift time to kill. Is that good or that bad? I don't know. Anytime you have a PvP patch, it's going to take 50 to 100 matches before the player base is going to settle into quote-unquote meta, settle into a really regular set of patterns when they're playing. And maybe it's going to settle into a much better place. I think this is a step in the right direction, but man, I think you're still going to experience pretty much the same stuff that you were experiencing before. A little bit more manageable now because you can escape from fights a lot easier. And yes, that extra movement speed does make closing in and flanking and collapsing much more dynamic. But I think they've sort of done everything in their toolkit except lower that time to kill. It's still a team game. They still want it very focused on coordination. A lot of players may like it. A lot of players may not like it. If you think back to the time to kills during Destiny 1 Year 1, some ridiculously fast time to kills. And Year 1, Destiny 1, depending on which like little time frame you put under the magnifying glass, it's kind of revered by the community as some of the best meta for the PvP scene. It's not to say it wasn't full of some absolute horrible things before you leave their comment. I know I played a ton during Year 1 PvP. There was a lot of annoying junk in there. However, after Year 2 and Year 3 of D1, most players were looking back at some of those time to kills during Year 1 going, I'd enjoy getting back to that. Now, do you see more hero moments? That's definitely the buzzword that they've read on Reddit over and over again and tried to implement into the marketing for this patch. Maybe. It's hard, though, to not have hero moments when everyone has heavy ammo 24/7. The new heavy ammo system, where when you kill a guy with heavy and you can pick it up off of the ground, initial thoughts, I like it. I mean, it forces map movement to congregate around certain objectives. Like, you have much more movement and a lot more flanks trying to get after people. But at the same time, too, I have this feeling that the patch gives the illusion that it's a more fast-paced game, that killing is a lot easier because heavy ammo's in play 24/7 now. You know, it's maybe the compromise that we're going to get of the desire of the community to have a weapon system more akin to Destiny 1's, the primary, the secondary, and you have then the heavy slot. And now in Destiny 2, having this heavy ammo up 24/7 does kind of give the game a little bit more of that sense of lethality where maybe I don't want to rush around that corner because that dude likely has a shotgun, or I did see some snipers today, some fusion rifles. Obviously, right now, everybody and their brother is trying out tons of different weapons, and so the experience is going to vary, and I need probably 30 or 40 more games on it before I can give a much deeper guess at how this is going to sit with the community. If I had to take a stab in the dark, though, I think this is going to be a nice boost in the arm for the game on Twitch for maybe a week or two, and hopefully longer than that. I mean, this is the first stepping block in a long road of updates that Bungie has to go to earn player trust back, if they can. You know, even if they can, I don't know. There's some lapsed players who probably will never come back, and I get why. You probably get why too. I do have this weird sense though that why wasn't a patch like this deployed a month after launch or 2 months after launch? Most PvP multiplayer games that I play update the sandbox every few months, 2 to 3 months. And that always brings in new weapons, changes things up enough to where you are always on your toes as a player. And you're trying new things, there's new strategies, and you have to adapt continually. We're 6 months into Destiny 2, and this is our first major sandbox patch. And I'm calling it right now, you're not going to see another major sandbox patch until the Taken Queen this fall. I think it's going to be November. So it just feels antiquated to me in a AAA world to have major sandbox updates twice a year. Is this worthy of waiting 6 months for it? No, but had this come out 2 months after, probably would have seen some much more positive reception. Overall, it's great. I'm just trying to be as honest and open as I can with you guys about this. It's a step in the right direction, certainly, but that phrase gets old real quick. But I'd like to know what you guys think about this patch if you've been playing it throughout this week. The new Rumble playlist is pretty cool. Beware, wonky spawns. Diddy called it 8 players in Rumble. No duh, you're gonna have some crazy spawning situations. Not sure why it wasn't 6, but anyway, let me know what you're thinking about this patch down in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please thumbs it up, subscribe for more. I'll be back again very soon, and I look forward to talking with you again next time. Have a great day. This is sweet.